The Arabic words Islam and Muslim share as their source a more ancient word common to Hebrew and other related languages.
The word that we greet each other with is in Hebrew Shalom Aleichem, which means peace unto you. In Arabic, it's exactly the same, Assalamu Alaikum. And I think that's very important because Islam itself, the very name Islam, comes from a root which means peace.
Though Islam may seem very different, it actually shares a majority of beliefs with the world's other two great monotheistic faiths, Judaism and Christianity. Most important is a common faith in the same God.
The word, the God in Arabic is Allah. So any person who speaks Arabic, whether Jew or Christian or Muslim, will say Allah for God.
Islam itself regards all three religions as part of a single tradition.
Judaism came first, Christianity came, and then Islam came. And then it's just a continuation and a completion of the same message that God has been trying to send to all people throughout time.
The Quran, the holy text of Islam, specifically refers to Jews and Christians as fellow people of the book, that book being the Holy Bible. The Quran retells and expands upon many of the stories of the Bible, going back to the creation.
The truth that unites us together at the first level is that we all come from the same family, Adam and Eve.
Islam also acknowledges as divinely inspired all the Old Testament prophets, including Noah, Moses, Joseph, Jacob, and even David.
Americans, most of the time, do not realize how close Islam is in its fundamental concepts to Christianity and Judaism. Most Americans don't realize, for example, that Muslims consider Jesus to be one of the divinely inspired prophets.
Jesus is very, very highly venerated in the Quran. He's mentioned by name 93 times in the Quran, but not as divine. And this is a place where, of course, Christians and Muslims clearly separate. It's a very major issue.
As Muslims, we don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. We do believe that he was born of a virgin and of Mary. However, we don't believe that he himself is God or that he's a son of God.
The story of Jesus in the Quran expands upon his life, adding detail where the Christian Gospels are mute, such as his defense of his mother Mary before the townspeople of Nazareth. The Quran also differs radically from Christian belief in the death and resurrection of Jesus.
Jesus was so special that when his enemies came to crucify him, God lifted Jesus to heaven, and so Jesus was never crucified.
Behold, Allah said, O Jesus, I will take thee, and raise thee to myself, and clear thee of the falsehoods of those who blaspheme.
It is in the chronicle of Abraham in the book of Genesis that we find the roots of Islam in the Bible.
Abraham is a highly revered figure in Islam. At every prayer, a Muslim prays for Abraham and his descendants.
Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all claim a common patriarch in the figure of Abraham, this figure who is depicted in the book of Genesis as a kind of monotheist who breaks away, who is called by God and moves towards the promised land.
According to the Bible, God told Abraham that he would make his covenant with Abraham's son Isaac, born of his wife Sarah. Isaac would become the father of the Hebrew tribes of Israel. But Abraham had another son, his firstborn.
In the biblical story, Abraham first has a son via the handmaiden of Sarah, Hagar, and the son Ishmael. Sarah is jealous and doesn't like this, and they're ultimately cast out.
Sent away by Abraham, Hagar took Ishmael into the wilderness. When their water ran out, the Bible says she abandoned the child to avoid seeing him die of thirst. But God heard the cries of the child, and caused a spring to bubble forth so that they could drink. God then told Hagar not to fear for her son Ishmael.
Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him fast, for I will make him a great nation.
The Arabs understand that Ismail is the legitimate son of Abraham. And so they trace their lineage back to him through Ismail, whereas the Jewish people and the Christian tradition focus on the continuing lineage of the family of Abraham through Isaac as the heir of the promise.
Muslims believe Ishmael helped Abraham build a temple at the site of the sacred well, a simple stone edifice called the Kaaba. Abraham then prayed to make it a place of pilgrimage for everyone who believed in the one all-powerful God.